Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. Scripture: Ezekiel 46, 1-15. Key verses. 2. The prince must enter from outside, through the entrance of the gate, and stand by the gatepost. The priest will prepare his burnt offering and fellowship offering. He will worship at the threshold of the gate and then go out, but the gate will not be closed until evening. 10. The prince must be among the people. He will enter when they enter and leave when they leave. 12. When the prince freely offers a burnt offering or fellowship offering to the Lord, the east gate will be opened for him. He will offer his sacrifices just as he does on the Sabbath. After he leaves, the gate will be closed. Meditation. Today's passage gives instructions for 3 kinds of worship: the Sabbath and New Moon, the appointed festivals, and the time when the prince voluntarily comes to offer sacrifices to God. There are 2 east gates in these chapters, and they can easily be confused. The outer east gate is between the outside of the temple area and the outer court. This gate remains closed because the glory of God entered through it. Ezekiel 44, 1-2. The inner east gate is between the outer court and the inner court. It is normally closed during the 6 working days, but opened on the Sabbath and the new moon. Ezekiel 46, 1. During the Sabbath and new moon worship, the people worship at the entrance of the gate. The prince, or Nasi, is allowed to go farther and stand by the gatepost. Only the priests can go into the inner court and offer the sacrifices at the altar. The prince clearly has a special position. He can come closer than the people and present offerings on their behalf. But even the prince has a boundary that he cannot cross. Beyond that boundary, offering sacrifices at the altar is the responsibility of the priests. God's principle regarding the prince is consistent throughout chapters 44 to 46. God gives the prince land, but he cannot take the people's land. God gives him special access in the temple, but he cannot enter the area reserved for the priests. God gives him a high position, but during the appointed festivals, he worships among the people. The prince clearly has privileges, but his privileges are not unlimited. Even the power of the prince is under God's order and boundaries. Much later in history, we can see a similar principle in modern government. After experiencing the problems of absolute monarchy, political systems developed to prevent too much power from being held by one person or one institution. The American founding fathers also built a system of checks and balances so that the president, Congress, and the courts would limit one another's power. Of course, Ezekiel's temple system and the modern separation of powers came from very different times and had different purposes. But we can see one similar principle. No human being should have unlimited power. In this world, position, power, and wealth often seem to decide how important a person is. But before God, it is different. My power and wealth do not make me greater before God. In fact, the more I am given, the greater my responsibility becomes. Today, I want to remember that the authority and wealth I have are only things God has entrusted to me for a time. I want to use them not to make myself greater, but to serve the people God has placed around me and to fulfill His purpose. In the end, before God, kings, leaders, and ordinary people all stand as worshipers.